Johnnie, how much did you have to pick them up after Swindon last week, and what's been the response since?
Yeah, listen, it was a disappointing changing room after the game on Saturday. We all felt it, the players, more than anyone. Felt like it was a bit of an opportunity missed. But sort of the dust settled a little bit. We saw the results on the day, and we realised that, probably walking into the changing room, we felt like the season would be done, and then you sort of check your phone, you see the results, and you realise that actually we've still got 2 games, and it's not out of the question that we can achieve what we want to. So straight away I let the lads know that, and just said, look, 2 more games. So the season isn't done, although you're feeling disappointed in this moment. Make sure you dust yourself down. When we come back in on Monday, we're ready to go, because we're going to go after Tranmere with the season still alive, and try and keep it going from there.
Playoff talk aside, how important is it that we finish our away fixtures with a good performance?
We just want to finish the season as strong as we possibly can. Like the goal now for us is to get to 68 points and see where that takes us. That means winning both the games. So that means going to Tranmere, which is a tough place to go, but putting in a performance that gets us those points, and then coming back home for the last day. So the lads know what they need to do. There's a clear focus about that. It didn't quite happen for us last weekend. Went through lack of effort and trying, but boys giving everything, left it all out there, and just didn't manage to get what we needed. So that's motivation now. That's fuel to try and put that right at Tranmere.
Yeah, you can see the effort they put in last week. Certainly Alex Bass, Omar as well, feeling the effects of it afterwards.
Yeah, Bassi especially went over on his ankle just towards the end of the game, so could be a doubt for the game, which would be disappointing for him, because he's been outstanding for us all season. But also we've got 2 really good goalkeepers. Nick Zanev's been an able deputy this season. When he's come in, he's done well, and we all know Tans. We've all got absolute complete faith in him. Should he need to step in, and he always keeps himself ready, always trains well, and is bang on it every day. He's a model pro, so if that's the case, then we'll have no qualms about Tan's plan.
How's Jack Curry? Has he been able to resume full training?
Yeah, Jack's been in this week, fully training, head in the ball, putting his face in where it hurts, and giving him that confidence that he can get through it. So just the game last week came a bit too soon on the back of a nasty whack that he got on his nose in the Salford game. It just come around too soon, but he's felt better this week. He looks a lot better. He was a bit of a mess after the injury it actually happened, but he's getting his good looks back, and but won't do him any harm. He's going to, in the course of his career, he's going to have a few of them. You've only got to look at Terry Skiverton's face to know that that's what happens to Football League defenders down the years. When you're willing to put your body on the line and you're heading where it hurts, you're going to get those types of whacks. So I won't do Jack no harm.
Absolutely. Ronan Curtis, he's back after his 3-match suspension?
Yeah, he's back. He's back available, raring to go. His Row, he loves his football. He's loved his time here, and so enthusiastic. He was gutted, obviously, when he got sent off, and we appealed it, and it got upheld, and we was all disappointed with that, because we felt we had a decent case to get it overturned. So to miss 3 games for what he'd done was, for my mind, harsh. But obviously, that now means that he's absolutely gagging to go and play, and enthusiastic, and trained really well this week. Wants to be a part of it in the last 2 games.
You said that time was perhaps running out for Harry Pell to be involved this season. Is that still the case?
Probably, yeah. I mean, unless the season hopefully gets extended, then Pelly will probably come back in time to feature. But looking at it, obviously unavailable this weekend, and then he's got 7 days to get back for the last one, which probably looks unlikely. So unless the season prolonged, that's probably it for Harry.
Of course, we touched upon as well, Will Nightingale came back here to do his rehab. He's off to Spain with Ross County now, getting ready for their next part of the season.
That's right, yeah. I think that the league splits now in Scotland, and they go sort of into two mini groups, and they're out there training, regrouping to try and obviously finish their season strong. I think they had a great result last week, did they, against Rangers? So that's put them, that's given them a chance of getting out of trouble. So Will's progressed well with his injury. We wish him well, and the rest of the season up there with him.
So you're hopeful, of course, of having Omar available, and then just the likes of youngsters, Paris, Lock, Morgan Williams not available at the moment. So pretty much everybody else in contention.
Yeah, I spoke about Bassi obviously being touch and go with that ankle, but Omar's fine. He's trained all week. He'll travel up to the northwest with us. Those young boys, they're still out. Morgan and Paris, that'll be the season for them. They won't feature before the season's out, but with their injuries, they should be fine with their recovery to start pre-season again with us. So apart from that, full bill of health.
So whilst there is of course a chance of League One football next season, are you able to start making plans, looking ahead, further ahead, pre-season and so on?
Yeah, I mean we've been doing that anyway, Rob. Obviously, focus has been on trying to finish the season strong and really putting the emphasis on that. But myself, Craig, Terry, Forney, we've been working on stuff since the January window shut, really. So we feel like we're in a good place with it. We're ahead of the game. Obviously, we've got Omar tied up on the new deal. Speaking to a couple of others about their futures as well. So we need to have conversations with certain players in the next week or two. The season finishes obviously next weekend, the normal season, the regular season. Hopefully it extends for us, but decisions need to be made. But we've got a good, what we've got in place now is a real good structure which allows us to forward plan for plan A, plan B, and loads of different scenarios. So it's well underway. Hopefully we're planning for a different division to what we're in now, but we've got scenarios in place for all of those.
Just finally, Johnnie, as well, just to get your opinion on the fact there's going to be no more FA Cup replays.
I was disappointed to hear that. I know that obviously the club put out a statement, and I just echo that. For me, I was probably like the last of what I would call the generation that was brought up on the FA Cup being really magic and the way that we remember it, and I think replays are a big part of that, especially for clubs like ours and lower down the pyramid. What it can do for football clubs. If they do manage to take bigger clubs to a second game, it can be a real lifeline as far as finances and stuff like that. And it's produced memorable games down the years. I think it was called the Wimbledon one with Man United. I think 97 was it, and Marcus Gale scored, and they're like iconic moments, historic moments for clubs like us, especially with our history in the FA Cup. So feels a little harsh on the sort of the smaller clubs and probably in favour of the bigger clubs, and I know that's something that the EFL are sort of working hard to negate, but obviously they've made their decision. I think it's good that us and other clubs have voiced that we ain't particularly happy with it, but obviously out of our hands, that one.
And as you said, just the prestige of sort of like having the FA Cup final, 3 o'clock final Saturday of the season, baking hot Saturday in May as well. Yeah,
because that's how I remember it. I remember going to a few finals growing up when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. Like memories you never forget, and it just feels, I don't know, it feels like you're losing a little bit of that. Obviously the semi-finals now being at Wembley and not on neutral grounds, and probably teams taking it less serious, but for me FA Cup's huge, and replays were a big part of that.
Absolutely. Thanks for your time, Johnnie.
Cheers, Rob.